You know, a lot of beginning hikers especially stress over one thing. Should I hike solo or should I hike with a partner? Maybe they're stressed for a good reason. Let's check it out. When I first started hiking in the backcountry, I had a lot of questions. Until I had those questions answered, I really didn't feel super comfortable being out here. I didn't know, I was reading a lot of stuff, but I didn't know what to believe. I talked to a lot of people. I didn't know whether I should believe them. Should I be afraid of bears or mountain lions? Should I be afraid of people out here? What kind of people are out here? Do I need to carry a gun? Do I need to carry a big knife? What kind of safety precautions should I take? And what if I get lost? There are just a lot of questions. And whenever there are unanswered questions, it's like the fear of the unknown, right? It's human instinct to be afraid or to be apprehensive while doing this kind of thing by yourself until you get some answers. And I started out with smaller hikes closer to town. Then I started with longer hikes closer to town. Then I was hiking away further and further away from town. And the more I was out there, the more comfortable I got. And the more I realized, what a gift this is. Physically, mentally, spiritually, just the whole thing. So let's compare some of the pros and cons of being solo or being with a partner. Of course, when you're by yourself, you can make up your own rules. You can go as fast as you want. You can take as many rest stops as you want. There's really no one else to be concerned about except you. There's no one to offend me. There's no one for me to offend. Now if you're backpacking by yourself, you have one campsite to worry about. You can go as fast as you want. You can enjoy the solitude. You can enjoy the time to think and be by yourself. Sometimes, that's really good for us. And keep in mind when you're out here going solo and you're on a trail where there's, it's moderately trafficked, you're not really by yourself. You see people all day. On the other hand, there's no one to enjoy this with if you're by yourself. And there's no one to experience the pain. Pain is always better felt together, right? You can quote me on that. And my wife worries a bit, and because there's really no one out here to help you in case something happens. Anyone can trip and fall, And so for safety reasons, it's always good to have someone else with you. And keep in mind, if you're hiking with someone, you're not necessarily like hand in hand all day. You're not next to each other the whole day. Someone's going to go a little bit faster, or someone's going to be a little bit slower. You're going to separate. You'll meet up along, at the next creek or at the agreed upon campsite or something. I was on the Arizona Trail last year, and I was solo, but I ended up just being with, a small group of people for the whole 106 miles I was there. So I intended on going solo, but I never was. So if you're going to hike with someone else, you want to make sure that you're compatible, right? Yeah, sense of humor, personalities. Some people are more sensitive than others about, things. Some people talk too much. Some people talk too little. Whatever kind of person that you're happy being around, make sure it's that kind of person, because if you decide to go out on a long hike together, you're out there together for a long hike. So just be aware of that. Let's answer some of those questions. Should I be afraid of bears and lions? No, you shouldn't be afraid of any animals. There's some exceptions to that, but if you're out here in the backcountry, where these animals rarely see any humans, they are afraid of you a lot more than you're afraid of them. So don't worry about it if you're in the backcountry. A little bit different story if you're in an established campsite where there might be some local bears around, or if you're close to civilization where the bears are used to humans. That's a little bit different story. But out here in the backcountry, don't worry about guns, don't worry about big knives, don't worry about animals. They're not going to attack you. There's other exceptions to that too, like during rutting season, their behaviors are a little bit different. If they're cornered and they feel trapped, they may have different behaviors. So I would recommend that you take a look at some animal behavior experts, and they'll tell you all about how these animals behave and why. What about the people back here in the backcountry? You know, 99%, maybe more, very friendly, the best people in the world. I've been on like several thousand miles of trails. I can count on one hand how many people I'd rather not meet again, but really, really rare. People back here are great. They'll take care of you, they'll take care of each other. There's a few little horror stories out there or some urban myths, you know, put that aside. That's my advice. So what if I get lost? The best thing you can do is study up on the trail you're taking. Bring some maps, paper maps if you want, or you can use a good GPS unit like I use. I use that and my phone together. Sometimes I'll bring paper maps, but just know what you're getting into, and you feel much more comfortable when you get out there. You'll start recognizing things that you memorized on the map. So just know where you're going, and don't be afraid about getting lost. You know, whether you hike solo or whether you hike with a group, it's really a personal choice. There's some pros and cons to it, and really, you know, before you dedicate yourself to a really long hike, go on hikes with them. See if you like being around them. See what their temperament is out there on the trail with you. But it's always very personal, so there's no real answer to this. There's a real answer for you, and there's a real answer for me. There's a few people that I can hike with all the time, no problem. There's a few people I can hike with that are once in a while. There's some people that I would just rather not be around. Hey, just the truth, just laying it out there, you know. And I think everyone's kind of like that, you know, honestly. So that's my advice for, you know, hiking solo or hiking with a partner. I hope you liked this video. If you did, go ahead and subscribe. If you haven't done that already, go ahead and like it and share it with your friends. Appreciate you very much, and I'll see you on the trail soon. Happy trails.